Jaguar Nation, welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by the Louisiana Lottery, Coca-Cola, Oxner Health, Tony's Seafood, Dow Chemical, Manda's Meat, Exxon Mobil, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, and Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football game. We come to you, of course, about 7 times a week on television, and we come to you on YouTube and Facebook where you can watch it at your leisure. Coach, let's jump right into it. Tough homecoming 2021 loss this past Saturday to the Prairie View Panthers and former SU assistant coach Eric Dooley. A game that we really needed. Seemed like we were out of sync all night long on offense. Seemed like plays that had worked in the previous games just didn't click this game. What do you attribute all that to?
Really, it's all about the ball. It's possessing the ball. When you turn the ball over, it gets you out of sync. So it's all about the ball. If you're not converting on third down, it gets you out of sync. So that's more about the ball.
On a night we needed some offense, we did a total offensive night of about 250 yards to Prairie View's 504 yards. Previous game, Kobe Dillon sets a rushing record in the SWAC, and he didn't start this game. Was he okay health-wise?
Yes, he was okay health-wise. It's just a particular package that went in first. It wasn't about a starter.
Okay, very good. Coach, we ran between the tackles, gained some decent yardage, but we kept trying to bounce it outside. What happened that we just didn't keep gashing them up the middle?
Well, part of the game plan was they were big and strong inside. So they had big inside guys. So we were trying to force the issue inside, force the issue inside, and then we tried to slide it outside because they moved their front. They adjusted.
On the defensive side of the ball, Coach, missing tackles continues to plague us, and on this night cost us big plays to the Panthers.
Well, it was more or less missing tackles, mainly getting off of blocks on the perimeter. So it wasn't very many missed tackles. It was just getting off the blocks on the perimeter in a speed and space game.
Well, let's jump into those highlights and show everybody exactly what happened in the first half of Homecoming 2021. And here you see Jawan pass setting up and it hits his receiver. Good tackle right there. A great interception right there, Coach. I think everybody was confused on that play.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Ray. Showed great hand-eye coordination intercepting their ball.
Another interception by Ray. They get the ball back. Good stop by Square, and then they get on the board with a touchdown. 7-0 at this juncture, Prairie View. Kobe Dillon, 9 yards. Kobe Dillon, 9 yards. Unfortunately, our drive stalls and we punt. They get the ball back. Great interception right here by Jacoby Jones, Coach.
Yeah, right place at the right time. Good scramble rules, as you would like to say. Lock on, stay on when the quarterback starts to scramble.
McDaniel's going to hit McLean for 15 in the first down, and then Skelton's going to take it in and do his thing from 8 yards out. It was good to see Ladarius come in and have some moments.
He gives us a spark. He's a great athlete, really good with the ball in his hands. So it was
Absolutely,
great to see that.
Electric football player. Jaguars back on defense. Good stop by Johnson and Ivy right here, Coach.
They're playing hard and strong inside, which we needed them to stop the run inside, and they did that.
We get the ball back. McDaniel hits O'Connor for 9. Ben's going to rush for 6 in the first down. Sims is going to come in. It was good to have him back and get 6 yards. Unfortunately, another drive that stalled, Coach.
When you get behind the sticks, to win third down, you have to do well on first down. So on those drives, on those first downs, you have to do well so you can be in a manageable third down.
You saw a couple of good defensive plays right there by the Jaguars. Good pass defense. But unfortunately, they get on the right here, possibly could have been an interception. They turn it around and get on the scoreboard with another touchdown. Two missed tackles.
Yeah, right there, you just go for the first man, wrap him up, the next man go for the strip.
14-7 at this juncture. You see Devon rushing it for 6, and then McDaniel's going to hit Howard for 7. And that's going to be the end of that first half. 14-7, Panthers up on the Jaguars. Homecoming 21. When we come back, we'll look at the second half highlights from Homecoming 2021. Absolutely beautiful day at Southern University. Stay with us on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach
Our
Jason
Jaguars
Rollins.
run further, jump higher, and never stop reaching for success. From the helmets that keep players safe to the shoes that help them run fast, ExxonMobil is proud to make what the world needs to keep us all moving forward.
Cats down by 58 with 1 minute left.
Hey, where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins. Coach, 14-7 at the half. What do you tell your team to come out and get ready for our second half?
Well, exactly what you're saying. Come out, we get the ball on the second half. We're going to go down and score, tie it up, and then let the momentum take place.
Coach, on this night, we gave up about 280 yards passing. Our secondary seems to be getting picked apart at points. How do you stop that?
Well, this is the first game that it actually appeared, and when you see that, you have to adjust. So, it's one of those things that we have to continue to work on and make sure our eyes are in the right places and execute the plan.
Coach, we also gave away 3 turnovers on this night, which really makes it tough. But on a bright spot, Ladarius Skelton got in the game as a wide receiver, a running back, and quarterback. He scored on a rush from quarterback, but one of his biggest plays of the night came on special teams with a big return for about 50, 60 yards.
Absolutely. When you have a talent like that, you have to find places to play him and put the ball in his hands.
It was good to see him get the ball in his hands and do some positive with it. Coach, let's jump into those second half highlights from Homecoming 2021 on the Bluff. And here we go. We start out with the ball. There you see, unfortunately, Bubba overshoots his receiver. They get it, return at 15 yards, and then they take it in from 13 out. 21-7 at this juncture. Bubba is going to hit Nelson for 5. Then Nelson's going to use his feet and get 9 yards. And then a great play from Bubba to Marquis McLean. A race for the end zone, 56 yards. Great play. That young man's been playing lights out for you, Coach.
Yes, he has been. The last few games he's turning it on, giving us the spark that we need.
There you saw a great defensive play by Ray Anderson. We stopped the drive. They actually get some points, though, on a 27-yard field goal. 24-14 at this juncture. We get the ball back. Bubba's going to hit Howard for 8. Skelton's going to run for 6 yards to get a first down. Unfortunately, our drive stalls out again, and we find ourselves back on defense. Good stop right here by Young. But then they hit a big 56-yard touchdown to this wide-open receiver. Just a
Bad eyes right there by the defensive back. Just looking where you weren't supposed to look, and if you're looking at the quarterback, you're not looking at the man you're supposed to be seeing the cover.
Bubba's going to hit McLean for 9. Skelton's going to try to get a 4th and 1. Doesn't happen. We turn the ball over on downs. They get the ball back, rush in for a 2-yard touchdown. 38-14 at this juncture. Here's this return we talked about with Skelton. He gets it at the end zone and just cuts up the right side. Coach, I thought he was going to run that guy down, but that guy must have been really quick.
He's pretty fast. You know, he ran out of gas at the end.
So we get the ball, we're moving it, but Bubba gets sacked and fumbles the ball. Unfortunately, we don't get any points. So after that great big play, you got to convert after you get that kind of return, Coach.
When you have that happen, it's tough. It's tough. Plus side of the field, turnovers, it puts everybody in a bind.
They score again, then Skelton gets intercepted. They get a field goal after that.
Another interception on the plus side of the field. So it's hard to stop a good team like that with a half of the field of cover.
Another great special teams play, this time by Whitfield. He returns at 65 yards. Exciting play for the home crowd. Dillon's going to run for 10. Skelton's going to run for 5 and get into the end zone, closing out the scoring and closing out the game. 48-21. Jaguars go down in defeat for homecoming 2021. Coach, when we come back, we're going to talk about our Jerry Lane Chevrolet Players of the Week, and we'll have our player interviews on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins. Stay with us. Around these parts, when you think of seafood, you think Tony's Seafood. Serving Baton Rouge for over 60 years with the freshest seafood caught from Louisiana waters. You can get a variety of fresh fish, fresh and boiled crawfish, crabs, and shrimp. A deli with some of the most delicious food you'll ever taste. For your SU or LSU tailgates, holiday parties, or just because. You just can't beat the flavor or the service at Tony's Seafood. Come and see us today.
Who built the most experienced orthopedic robotic surgery team in South Louisiana? Ochsner did. Who is the official healthcare provider of the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans? We are. Who will shape the future for injury and joint treatment for our community? We will. Ochsner's innovative orthopedics and sports medicine team is dedicated to restoring every patient to a life free of pain so they can enjoy the activities they value most. Ochsner Health. Innovating healthcare.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
In the beginning, taking the COVID vaccine was a hard no for me. I take vaccines, but for some reason, it all felt rushed. And honestly, I don't always trust the government. I got COVID myself, and people in my community are dying from the Delta variant. The numbers don't lie. After doing more research, getting vaccinated was the right choice for me. More than 200 million Americans have taken the vaccine, and it's now FDA approved. My only regret is not taking it sooner. The COVID vaccine saves lives. It's that simple.
I think Southern gave me the tools to be successful in the future. Going through those courses really helped me and trained my brain to look at things from outside of the box and be more creative. After graduating from Southern, I started working at Dow. I've had great success, great experiences here, and I am a Dow employee through and through.
Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins. Of course, each week in this segment, we bring you our Jerry Lane Chevrolet Players of the Week. Coach Rollins, who are our offensive, defensive, and special teams Players of the Week?
On offense is wide receiver Marquise McLean. On defense is linebacker Ray Anderson. And on special teams, Ladarius Skelton.
Coach, after the game, we had a chance to catch up with Marquise McLean and as well Ray Anderson, who had the big interception in the game, and Joe Dupree filed this report.
Well, Todd, I'm here with Ray Anderson. Not the way we wanted it to wind up tonight for homecoming 2021, but Ray, you did your thing. One big interception and 9 great tackles. Tell me, how did it feel tonight out there on the field? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Well, Todd, I'm here with Ray Anderson, and Ray, not the night we wanted here on the Bluff for homecoming 2021, but you had an outstanding game. One big interception, 9 tackles. Talk to me about the progression of the game. How did it feel tonight?
Yeah, the stats that you see on the film is just it's just a small microaggression. 10 guys going in doing the right job, and me just being the beneficiary of it. We've had a lot of guys flying around tonight. I felt like the D-line did a great job getting on blocks, keeping guys off the second level. We were able to fly around and make those tackles. And it's just hats off to the 10 guys that I'm on the field with all the time, making my job easier.
Well, one thing I do want to talk about with this loss is how do we improve on the penalties? How do we improve on not giving up so many points?
Absolutely. I definitely think the penalties that we're getting is an issue for the team. We got to work on that, and I feel like it starts with at the individual level. At the individual level, each guy being accountable, knowing that every decision that you make, there's a reaction to it. We got to be the smarter guy and walk away sometimes with some chippy things out there. I feel like we just got to do a better job of just walking away, letting things go, and being the bigger man.
I'm here with Marcus McLean, and Marcus, it wasn't the outcome we wanted tonight, but you had a good night, very good night. 80 yards total. Let's talk about that one big catch. You caught it, 56-yard touchdown. How did that feel?
It felt great. We just called it was a tempo play that we always call. We've been doing it since fall camp, and it was just good to see that being executed the right way.
It definitely was executed right. Now, out of most of the plays tonight, it looked like the offense was a little out of sync. How do we get the offense back in sync as we move forward?
We're competitors, so the only thing we're going to do is go back to the drawing boards and figure out what went wrong and what we did good. So that's what we're going to do come Sunday.
Let's just hit on one wrong thing, a lot of turnovers on the offense. How do we work on that as we move forward also?
Yeah, that's just something that we got to work on. That's a want to. Ball security is something that we always, we harp on. The coaches get on us about ball security, especially this week. The coach has been telling us about ball security. That's just something that we got to, as players, think about.
You heard it right here, Todd, on the Jaguar Football Show.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Marquis, and thank you, Ray. Coach Rollins, as I usually do in this segment, I always ask you, we still have a lot of work to do, but what do you feel are our most pressing issues to work on right now after the Prairie View game?
Right now, it's just simply blocking and tackling. It's just the basics. Just everything is the basics, just an execution.
The basics and execution. Well, when we come back, we'll talk about our next home game against the Alcorn State Braves, our arch nemesis for the last decade in the SWAC. So stay with us on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins.
Our Jaguars run further, jump higher, and never stop reaching for success. From the helmets that keep players safe to the shoes that help them run fast, ExxonMobil is proud to make what the world needs to keep us all moving forward.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins. Coach, this week, one of our biggest games that's been circled on the calendar, our nemesis, the Alcorn State Braves, come to the Bluff. Coach, they are coming off a 44-27 win over Texas Southern and sit at 5-2 on the season, and they sit at 4-0 in the SWAC West. Coach, I call them our nemesis because I believe we are 1-10 against them in the last decade and twice losing to them in the SWAC championship game. What do we know about the Braves and what Coach Fred McNair likes to do on offense and defense, Coach?
Well, they're, as advertised, a really good football team. You know, the same head coach, so the schemes are the same. They do what they do, and they do it very well.
Coach, do you think Coach McNair had some reservation about not playing in the spring?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, they had some unfortunate circumstances that happened without having a trainer, so I think that caused them not to be able to play.
Now, Coach, you know, this is one of our rivalries, I think, because they're only 2 hours from us. It's our closest SWAC school, and I can tell you the Jaguar Nation, if they want one thing, it's a win against Alcorn State this year.
Well, I tell you what, I want the same thing that the Jaguar Nation wants.
All right, Coach. Well, Coach, let's jump in and talk a little bit about injuries. Where are we with injuries? Where are we with getting some of these players back that really can make a difference for us on the field?
Well, they're working hard to get back, and we're hopeful that we'll be at full speed this weekend, but hopeful and prayerful.
Davin Cotton back?
Hopeful that things will get well for him pretty soon.
Sims okay after the last game?
Sims is okay. He's full.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about, we're going to be running back by committee, or are we going to go whoever gets up the best lather and is going hot?
Well, we're going to go hot hand, and hot hand stays in.
Okay, there you have it. Coach, another thing, you know, Alcorn seems to always get up to play us wherever we play them, whether home or away, championship or regular season. What have you said to your team about the importance of this game? I know they're all important, but this game is important.
Well, it's important because we need a win, and it's at home, and it's a SWAC West opponent, so that's the importance of it.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, we need you in that stadium, Jaguar Nation, so that we can get a 12th man advantage. I was about to say a fifth man, a 12th man advantage against those Alcorn State Braves this weekend. Stay with us as we wrap up this week's edition of the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins.
I've always been a person that was very interested in learning how things worked. I got introduced to engineering from Southern University in Baton Rouge, and I think Dow and Southern really helps that as a woman in engineering. Coming to Dow, I just feel like I'm doing so much with my degree. It's just gonna take me so many places. The company is so wide and so expansive, you can go anywhere, you can do anything.
In the beginning, taking the COVID vaccine was a hard no for me. I take vaccines, but for some reason, it all felt rushed. And honestly, I don't always trust the government. I got COVID myself, and people in my community are dying from the Delta variant. The numbers don't lie. After doing more research, getting vaccinated was the right choice for me. More than 200 million Americans have taken the vaccine, and it's now FDA approved. My only regret is not taking it sooner. The COVID vaccine saves lives. It's that simple.
Around these parts, when you think of seafood, you think Tony's Seafood. Serving Baton Rouge for over 60 years with the freshest seafood caught from Louisiana waters. You can get a variety of fresh fish, fresh and boiled crawfish, crabs, and shrimp. A deli with some of the most delicious food you'll ever taste. For your SU or LSU tailgates, holiday parties, or just because. You just can't beat the flavor or the service at Tony's Seafood. Come and see us today.
Who built the most experienced orthopedic robotic surgery team in South Louisiana? Ochsner did. Who is the official healthcare provider of the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans? We are. Who will shape the future for injury and joint treatment for our community? We will. Ochsner's innovative orthopedics and sports medicine team is dedicated to restoring every patient to a life free of pain so they can enjoy the activities they value most. Ochsner Health, innovating healthcare.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats. The flavor says it all.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Jason Rollins. Coach and I were just talking. It's supposed to be some great weather this weekend, so we want you to get your tickets, support the Jaguar Athletic Program, and buy some tickets and be in A.W. Mumford Stadium this weekend to root those Jags on. Coach, anything you'd like to say to the crowd?
Hey, we know the expectations, and we're working our butts off every day to meet them.
Well, there you have it from the coach. Tickets, game time is at 6 o'clock, and we think it's going to be a pretty good crowd because Alcorn hasn't been here, and we didn't get a chance to play them in the spring. So a lot of tensions in the air, and we really, really want to see the Jaguars have a chance to scalp those Braves. So Jaguar Nation, we need you in A.W. Mumford cheering the Jags on and ready, all right? Go Jags!